again is Dr. Marie Osako-Jemo. I am again on this platform with a great woman, Dr. Michell Boese. She is an amazing woman that I come to discover. She is a professor. She works with accounting. She works with bookkeeping. She works with QuickBooks. She is just a phenomenal lady. She's a business owner. So as we always say on Judah Priest Live Talk, we do bring business owners and people who can come and talk to us about businesses, about life, about what is going on that you can pick of any interest, and then you can grow whether a business, your ministry, or anything that you are growing in your life. And at this stage, we're bringing Dr. Boese so that she can talk to us about her business, what she has been doing throughout the ages. And I believe we're going to have some time to pick her brain so that we can learn on how we can grow our businesses. Dr. Michell Boese, welcome. Welcome on Live Talk. And please go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience. They are really looking forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Dr. Marie. I am Dr. Michell Boese. I am a professor, but most of all, I have been in business for 50 years. And
Ooh.
I have, as one would say, go with the times. I do not stay in my lane. So up to date technology, that's why I teach it, deep exposure and experience. This is really what we do. I have for better than 30 to 35 years have been working with startup companies. And that means from a concept, what do we do? How do we do? I do consulting in it. I work with the business partners, entrepreneurs, and I work with profit and not for profit. And this is about how you get started as you are working it, and above all, how to track your records, which is the accounting side. Yes, there are a lot of software programs in accounting. I teach QuickBooks online as well as QuickBooks Desktop. The QuickBooks Online is Intuit that did a very excellent job of making it easier and more accessible between the accounting firm and their clients, the business. So you do a lot of online work. The technology is very clean, very good. I teach it, I understand it, and I always do training with clients. You may not know anything about the software, that's okay. It's not that hard to learn. It's not that hard to learn about accounting. So that's what I've done through the last 50 years.
Wow.
So my
50
company
years.
is
That's a very long time.
50 years. Entree Spirit Accounting and Consulting LLC is the company. And we not only do the accounting, or we also do consulting, and consulting in managing growth in your company. Startups, yes, you see yourself rolling and then it just explodes. It's how to manage it. We work with you on how to hire. We work with you on the talent you need. We work with you about the money you have and how to spend it wisely for your benefit and the future employees. And what you do about, yes, medical insurance for your employees. It's a big selling point for employees to come work for you. Yes, medical insurance. And that used to not be available, but it's available now. It's part of your foundation. This is what we do. We work with you. And Dr. Marie is another very, very unique businesswoman. She is one that you need to find out about her design of business. And it's worth everything. But I deeply appreciate Dr. Marie having me on board.
Good.
Any other kind of questions?
We are very excited to have you on board, just to have you around. I know if I have an accounting question, I know who to call. I know which brand to pick. So being in the business for 50 years, that is a long time. That means you've seen it all. You started the business before even the internet is on power. You started the business before we have all of these brand new accounting software. So I want you to give me a little bit of difference between how you worked in a business, let's say in the 80s, 1980s, and today. What would you give to a new entrepreneur, the advantage that they have on starting the business now in this age? What is the advantage?
One, your marketing skills are pretty posh right now because everybody works on a computer or on an iPad or on a cell phone. Using your social media to ignite what your company does. It is to spread the word of your company worldwide. It's a reach that we did not have in the 1980s. We were limited. What you have now also, starting up a company, money is usually tight. Software programs for accounting, yeah. The cheapest one I have found and the best one has been QuickBooks Online. I still advise using Excel spreadsheet. You can set up a set of books on Excel spreadsheet. All those tabs at the bottom, you can set your books up. Yes, I do this with my students. We do it literally on Excel. We learn how the process of this accounting equal on one side, equal on the other, just like your bank account. You learn about reconciliation. Nowadays, you can go in and yes, get in your bank account. You know exactly what your balance is. Yes, in business. Yes, that is very important. That's been a gift. 1980s, you literally had to go physically to brick and mortar bank, stand in line and go to the teller and find out exactly how much money you have in the bank at this moment in time. It's real. That's the difference. So today, it's easier to learn in many respects because you're not dealing with traffic problems because you physically have to go everywhere. Now we have, guess what? Zoom, internet, face-to-face, FaceTime. You get in touch without having to drive 20 miles in a snowstorm to meet the coffee shop.
Yes.
I've done it. This is how we did business. It's face-to-face. How many times I walked into donut shops and walked out with a client? Conversations. Everybody was doing startup. We were getting the computer in the mid-80s for the consumer. Don't know how to work it. I had computer programming required for my associate's degree in accounting. So that's how I got involved with the computer, is I had to learn the computer programming side of it. They didn't teach us user side. So that was something in my transition as I go forward of learning. So I'm continuously learning. And that is a track that can be a lot of fun. And when you have a business, you're in business for profit. I do consulting in business. I do consulting in management, as well as in the accounting side. A lot of decision making. They want most of your business owners on startup, they want recommendations to go
mm,
certain paths because of their business. It's
mm,
what I do.
mm,
It's what our firm does. That's what I've done for 50 years. It's all combined, but it comes up at different times. When to put people on payroll, when should I hire? I got too much work. I need an extra hand. Yes, this is managing your growth, and it
mm.
works quite well. But I
Okay.
do like the computer side of it because we can go face to face on
Mhm.
computer. And we
Yes.
also have learning tools like YouTube, a
Mhm.
lot of learning tools on YouTube that you can go
Mm,
to.
mm,
So it's just opened up so that you're not sitting with, I don't understand it. You are able to reach out into the computer and look something up. And
mm.
that we didn't have in the 1980s. We had a library with real books with covers on them. And we were going page after page after page. What are they talking about? Next page. There is a difference, and this is an opportunity to do business, actually to sell product through the internet and do it
Mm,
worldwide.
yeah.
Yes, I do have clients which do this a lot. This
Mm,
is their kids are in school, their
mm,
husband's at a job, but still
mm,
money doesn't meet where it
mm,
should. So
mm,
they started a business, and
mm,
yeah, they get in touch with me so we can work back and forth. And it's been really good.
mm.
I've seen some amazing growth in internet businesses. It's really amazing. And
Fantastic.
it's been in product and
Amazing.
handmade product to boot.
Amazing. Yeah, that is so true. And I like what you said. You say you're still learning. Even though you've been in business for 50 years, you will believe somebody who has been in business for 50 years, they know a lot. But we know the truth is that technology is changing every day. The softwares are changing, new things are happening, new information that you need to grow your business is happening. So here I want to bring in, let's say, a entrepreneur who has an idea. I know you work with a lot of entrepreneurs, people who you can take from the beginning where they have just an idea, they don't know where to go with their ideas. You can help them establish their business, and then you can guide them on how to be uh, profitable. Is that correct?
Oh, it happens with my students all the time.
Mm,
Yes, they
mm.
do. They get
Oh,
started
okay.
and they go through the accounting. And okay, now I understand what accounting means, the bookkeeping. Uh-huh. I want to do this. Awesome.
Mm,
You're going to have a retail store physically, or are you going to put it all on the computer? Going all
mm,
on the computer. Great. Check out the various sources. Shopify, eBay. There are various e-commerce, and you need to research it.
mm,
Always with my students. I don't care how old my students are. I've had 4 generations in one classroom, and to
mm.
have 4 generations agree, I'm going. Technology is changing everything, but we are learning to understand it step by step by step. And we're looking
Yes.
at 4 generations. So, yes, it's amazing. Age is not anymore the benchmark. You reach a certain age, you don't do this anymore. It's no longer this way. It's
Mm,
more about discovery. As you
yes.
move forward in life, it's more about discovery. I
Mm,
couldn't do this 10 years ago, but look
mm,
what happened now. I've got a window of time. I
mm,
got more time and less time out there working in an office. I got
mm,
time. And this is where I had a lot of students on board and starting their business. And I've had students that went physical retail, building. I've had, I have the classes I've taught have been entrepreneurship and marketing classes, economics. I've had them physically go out to a leased building, check the foot traffic. These are some of the steps you have to look at. Your foot traffic. Do you have a bus stop not too far from the location you're looking at? Is it sitting on a corner? Go sit at 10 o'clock in the morning, see what kind of foot traffic there is. Check out what the noon hours like. Check out a Saturday, check out a Sunday. These are tiny steps to get you familiar with, am I really going to do something with the retail store physically, or am I going to start on the internet, get my company name out there, my products out there, my handmade products? Oh, I've had groups that have physically went out, literally, when we were doing class, physically went out and checked out physical buildings, physically for lease, checked with the leaser on how much the space is. My goodness, I had one that found an empty building sitting in a parking lot at a mall. And they took down information, they got on the phone and they collected the data. This is what they needed. Are we going to go internet first, or are we going to try to do a retail store? They found the internet had a better cutting advantage than the physical at the moment, because it reaches more people through the different resources. So this is what I do. I do it with my students. I do it with my clients. I've trained every client I've had, I've trained on the computer, because the computer was so brand new. It was, how do I turn it on? It was
I can
that
imagine
new.
having people in your room and you have these computers. Where is the power button? How do I
Yes.
shut this thing down?
Yes, I've even had them upload. They open their computer up and it's a laptop and it's been uploading for 6 hours. I send them to IT. Okay, why am I going to IT? You're going to find out what's happening so that when you do business, you know what's happening.
Exactly.
So having it happen in class is everything. Go to IT, work with IT, and you'll gain the knowledge. I'm not a techie. So they leave, come back a half an hour, found out what the problem is. Now I know what I can do when I do business. And the computer does this. I know now what to do. I go, yes. And they're off and running. This is the way I function with people in a classroom or the general public and professionals in my field and many other fields. This is how I do it, is learning. And when you have the opportunity to be in a classroom, have your computer totally mess up on you, and it's just, I don't know what to do. Go to IT, find out what happened, how it got fixed. Then when they come back in, when you start a business and you're running your business and this happens, do you know what to do? Uh-huh. Are you going to get a hold of an IT company? Uh-huh. These
Yeah,
are part of the foundations when you start up in a company, is having
absolutely.
and understand you're going to have resources. So do your research and start collecting the information and start running it on your different files. That's the design that I've always done. I'm not one that says, this is what you have to do, go out and do it. No, 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 no. I'm the opposite. I'm into application. I'm into working with the people, going through the step-by-step problematic issues that you get into. And in technology, it crops up. And Dr. Marie knows that, because my cell phone wasn't acting wisely yesterday. So I'm having her help me through another resource. Try another platform. Let's see if it works. It's all
Yes.
part of business. It
Mm,
happens, but
absolutely.
it's either here or there or consistently. At least you know you can have your equipment checked. Your cell phone, well, my poor cell phone's been crushed a few times, so it's probably acting up. I
Mhm.
should change it one day.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what
Anything
you're
else you would
explaining
like to
because
know?
I like what you're saying because starting a business, it's not just like I have this brilliant idea. I'm going to start a business and I'm gonna be successful. There's a lot that we put down as foundations before even you can start your business. And one of those things is you need to know your numbers. You need to have resources because as an entrepreneur, you're going to wear a lot of hats at the beginning. You're not going to start your business and start hiring right away. You need to kind of understand your vision before you bring people in your vision. So you will see that a business owner can start maybe himself, maybe with a partner. They need to kind of sit together and figure out how are we going to work in this business? What are we going to do? We have the money, yes. What type of business do we want to do? Okay, we understand that. Now, what are the layouts? Because when you're pouring money, when you're investing in the business, you are expecting to win on what you are investing. You're not investing just to throw the money in the lake. You are investing so that you can reap out of what you are sowing. So I want you to talk to us a little bit about accounting because I know a lot of entrepreneurs, they will tell you, I don't have money to throw around. And it is true. When you're starting a business, most of the time you don't have the money. That's why you're starting a business. So you don't have a lot of money to invest into this and that and that and that. How can somebody who does not have a lot of money, they want to be successful with the data, that means the accounting, they need to know how to do the accounting, to do the taxes, to do bookkeeping. Can you just briefly explain to us if I have an entrepreneur who have no idea that they even know, they even need an accounting? What can you say to somebody like that? How can you help them?
Okay, QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Desktop are both bookkeeping systems.
Mhm.
It's not accounting in the respect that accounting is reviewing your financial statements, each
Mhm.
and every line,
Mhm.
making sure that you've got a balance sheet put together appropriately
Mhm.
and your income statement.
Mhm.
You do business, you charge a price, and then you receive the money.
Mhm.
That information has to go in to your books.
Yes.
The reason for that is your income taxes are done from your books and the financial statements of your company. And all the information has to be entered in to the bookkeeping system.
Mhm.
So what to do is the charge of QuickBooks Online.
Mhm.
Go to their website. There is 4 columns. They will tell you how much the cheapest, the first column was like $17 to $20 a month. And
Mhm.
then it goes higher with more access,
Mhm.
access to payroll and that type as you grow. You can change and add to your online subscription is what it is.
Mhm.
So you go in and research it. And QuickBooks Online is one of them. Look up accounting software and it will show you many. And QuickBooks Online has been the most reasonable on a monthly basis. and the accessibility and the full ability of using the software. It's easy to work with you on how to do a chart of accounts. That simply means you're going to list everything. Cash in the bank is a checkbook, savings account, their assets, and it's on the balance sheet. And they give you examples, actually sample chart of accounts. And you take to the closest one that fits your business. There's retail side, there's service and product, service and product. That's what's nice about it. Many of the programs now are doing this, and it's a pre-done chart of account. You can add to it, subtract from it, but it's doing the research. And the best way to do it is get into your computer, look it up. And it's more about the affordability. And I know that QuickBooks Online is easy to use. It's user friendly. That is what you're looking for. How easy is it for me to go to one place to the next place? How easy is it for me to get into the bank account and see how much money I got in my books versus my bank statement?
Yeah.
Everything now you can get online. You can get this type of information from your banking and learning to do bank reconciliations. They have it in your bookkeeping systems. The accounting side of it is once that you input everything in it, it's how you're going to make your decisions. You'll see how you spent your money. Also, you'll learn to do budget. It is preparing, this is the amount of money I have to spend for the month, and this is what it'll be spent on. Your utilities, your cell phone, these are expenses. Internet service. Whoever you're with for your internet service, that is also workable. Goes right into your business because that's what you're doing more than anything is using your internet. And your automobile. You do drive and you do get word out. You do have physical meetings. Your gasoline is a write-off. These are examples of expenses that you can have. And I know for absolutely sure your utilities and your cell phone and your internet service, yes, those will be absolutely there. And you can take a look. In your business, you need to find out the cost factor to get yourself a business phone line. Run it through your cell phone. Get another cell phone. Check out how much cell phones are. Services for the cell phones. This is a research you do. Actually, it's no different if you were doing it for yourself personally, but a business is going to grow. So you're going to have separate phone number from your home phone. So it's money gets tight to start a budget. Money's tight. It's very, very, very tight. So doing the research and keeping tabs on it through written source or taking notes on your cell phone as you are examining it on your computer, wherever you may be. Just record the information so you can sit down and review it and kind of organize it to see what your expenses would be, because you know the cell phone you need, the internet you need. You're going to be working in a home office, and part of your utilities generally you do it in the office, but there's usually a formula. I can find it on the internet, but that's more advanced. It's just basically finding out what your bare minimum expenses are going to be monthly. And that's what you're really researching so that you have a concept. On top of it, the structure of the business that you create, There are various ones. It's mostly about protecting you personally and your personal assets, meaning if you're not living in an apartment, you're buying a home, it's protecting your home. There are certain designs. This is why you get with an accountant and you sit down and you go over who you need to contact. One of the resources I do on the internet on contact is LegalZoom. It's easier to put together. You answer the questions. That's why I'm saying you need to look up step by step on what you're doing. Because sole proprietorship, you don't have any protection. Um, a straight partnership, you don't have any protection on any of the partners. And the limited liability company, you have protection. So this is what you need to look into. Go on the internet, research, find the different business structures. So it gives you detailing on what they represent. And when you comes to legal, I use LegalZoom. I've used LegalZoom ever since they went on the internet. And I have formed my LLCs and my corporations out of LegalZoom because you need to know how much it's going to cost you because LegalZoom will do all the footwork for you. They will apply for your business license. They will apply for your federal ID number. They apply for your state ID number. And there is other paperwork that goes with it, depending on what state you're in. So this is my recommendation. When you start to do your entrepreneurship, your partnership, you need the research and you go on the computer and look up LegalZoom and find out what the various structures of business ownership is so that you have an understanding and it's very, very clean and clear for people that have not had any business education whatsoever.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that
you can be
that
a high
is
school student and do this. It's very clean and simple and explains very well. But
yeah.
this is part of your foundation is the structure. And you always want to protect yourself. You want to protect your assets. Any partners that you have, you want to protect. S corporations is another one that is partners. LLC is partners. But this is the foundation. And it's best to go into the internet and do your research and then write it down, write down the websites so you can go back, print out information. If you have a printer, print it out and you can start doing highlighting and taking notes and writing little questions besides the little paragraphs. I've done it over and over and over. It's not that I have accumulated knowledge, but I did not take my accumulated knowledge and decide, okay, this is all I need to know. Always go in. I always go in. See the updates, updates, updates. There's state updates, federal updates, always updates. So I never, ever go to my head and say, well, I don't have to do this because I got these many years. Always, always go in and research for your updates. That's how I work with my clients. And all of my clients have done very well. It took time to build their business, but we started out with nothing in communication, but networking. Our faith was one of the places. School, elementary school, middle school, our high schools. We have kids. This is other outlays that we went to. These are other places we were able to release information. We used to put flyers up on bulletin boards about our business and to contact us. We used to do that at the post office. Because
I think we
everybody
still do that. You know, the word of mouth still have power, even though nowadays we say we can put everything on the internet. But there are some businesses where you need local people. People that are overseas will not come and buy your services. So if you are selling something that is local, You want to get people that are locally around you who can come and get your services. So word of mouth still powerful, networking still powerful, putting flyers on the bulletin, post office, marketplaces, and everywhere, it's still working until today. So thank you so much for sharing that. I have one more question for you. Um, Thank you so much. So far, everything has been really fantastic. And the last thing is we have this newcomer, we have these entrepreneurs, even small businesses. You are growing fast and you want to start outsourcing your business. You want to start reaching out to people who can handle your accounting. Talking about accounting, when you were talking, something crossed my mind. I'm like, okay, so accounting, it's not like you have your data that you enter in your bookkeeping and you can say, I'm doing accounting. Accounting is understanding your data, how to read your data, how to read between the lines. So I believe that's where you come in, because people can use softwares, but they may not understand how to enter those data. They may not understand how those data can play, because you may have a balance sheet and what happened here? Why is it not balanced? What did I miss? So there are some perks that somebody can find here and there if they have knowledge. Sometimes, even if, as I say, you go to the University of YouTube, to the University of Google, you may not find all the answers. It's different from talking to somebody who has expertise. So I believe your work as a consultant still needed today. And even if we say we have a lot of information out there, we can research, we can do this and that, but having a backup of a consultant still something that I encourage, because you don't want to work yourself and make too much mistakes and now found yourself in a pit and looking for somebody to come and pull you over, which can cost you a lot, compared to you have somebody in your corner to whom you can reach out and say, hey, can I consult this with you? Can I work with you on this project? What is your
I did it.
advice on that?
When I started out, I exactly what I gave you. I did every bit of it, step by step, foot by foot. And I asked around. I need a consultant to help me in this area. I'm not sure how the structure should be for the company as a foundation. They referred me to this one. I got really fortunate because every one of them had been in the business for 25 years plus. And yeah, I was 21. Don't let that, yeah, that was
Wow.
yesterday.
That was
But I
yesterday.
did
That's
do it.
right.
That's what I did. I did on very low income put myself through school. And it took 20 years to get my associate's degree. I know how tight money is. And still in school. Now we have online, we have face-to-face, we have the combination. I had face-to-face. So I checked around with many of my classmates and found out that their parents, they had this restaurant, they had the Chinese restaurant, the Korean restaurant, they had this boutique. I'm going, oh, who do they use for accounting? That's why we're in accounting class, Michelle. We're gaining the information as well. Where do we go? How do we research for a consultant that is in accounting, that has both sides? And I started out at 21 years old and no help from parents. I was over 2,000 miles away from hometown. and had to stand on my 2 feet. And I had to ask questions and I had to do research. And yeah, it was like, okay, I'm in school again. And I worked and I got a job in accounting so I could learn more, so I could understand how to do resources, how to create resources, how to do the networking, how to be precise, how to state what my issue is. And above all, not knowing what it is, then it's all about this is what I did, then I did this, and now look what it is. I've done it. I have done it. If it's not to the point because you haven't got there yet, it's how you got there, and you will get an answer. And you will
Absolutely.
get the consulting to be a guiding light. And most of that was coming in about the bank accounts and about your marketing because it was all through newspaper ads, free magazine ads. You can still get that type of information on the internet. There is business tools on Google, many of your platforms. There are business tools. Go in, they're free. Check them out. They can help you on different concepts, ideas. And then you could go to others to see about getting more detailed for your company design. That's,
Fantastic.
I know Dr. Marie has done that.
Yes,
I
myself
know
being
you
in the
have.
consulting business, I definitely hear what you're saying. Starting a business, I work with startups business. I work with small businesses. So I understand the power of a consultant, having a consultant guiding you. You don't want to make a lot of mistakes. You want to pick the brain of a consultant, work with a consultant to make sure that you are heading in the right direction. Sometimes you may have all the resources, but you want to know what are the resources that you need to use now and what are the resources that you need to use later. It depends on what is the size of the business that you're putting together. And there's a lot of factors that we need to look into. So here at Joda Priest, as I always say, we are a one-stop shop. So we help businesses with building websites, putting marketing out there, social media. Now with the branding of the magazine that we're doing, we're looking to bring more businesses on board so that we can create a good network where we can help each other. We can pick the brain of each other depending on the field where our partner is. So I am so humbled to be talking to you today, Professor Dr. Michell Boese. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for this interview. I would like you to go ahead and take the last word. What would you say to the people hearing you? And also at the end, if you can give your information, if somebody want to reach out to you, what is the phone number they can call, or the email they can reach out to so that we can contact you.
My email right now is mboese, Boese 9 @gmail.com. I am still working up the foundation of my business, which means the company email and the company phone. For right now, you can reach me at my personal phone, which is 303-916-0085. I am this time around in business. I've created many businesses personally, and I've had many people on board. I have done record companies. I've done a variety on my own accord. So I am again, because of the technology and the reach to international, I am running national and international this time. It's awesome to do it. But the consulting side is very important. And I agree with Dr. Marie. She has become a company that's a hub. brings in other companies with all of this special talent to work with you. And I can vouch for her and her companies. They are extremely good. You'd be amazed at the quality of work they do. It's amazing. And believe me, when it comes to the internet, the social media, you are looking at a woman that definitely has put the time in, the research to establish the company. And she has brought many companies together and they work very well together. And seriously, content, yes, all different designs of businesses. So she is one. I'll just toss it right back to Dr. Marie. She is one to make contact with as well. It's one of the reasons I'm working with her, is because I know the quality and the talent, and her, she teaches as well. So, oh yes, you learn. Uh-huh. I go to her classes. I learn. So yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And for today, we're going to stop here, but we want to bring you back. I see at the back there, you have the book. You are also an author. I know you have a lot of files in your folder. You are an author, a very successful and bestseller author. And I would like to learn more about this. Next time we meet again, you're talking about moving beyond boxes, the journey to self-discovery, which is very powerful. You need to discover yourself before you can go ahead and discover everything around you. So the self-discovery is very, very powerful, especially in business or ministry. So I would like to bring you back very soon, and we're going to talk about this book, and then we have many more meetings to bring you back, Dr. Michelle. So thank you so much for this meeting, and we're looking forward to having you back again here at Jordan Praise Live Talk. All right, you've heard Professor Dr. Michell Boese, and you heard what she said. I like what she said about age. There is no age restriction. So don't say, I'm too old to start a business. I'm too young to start a business. I'm too old to learn. I'm too young to start this and that. Age, there is no restriction with age. Technology is there to help you. Consultants are there to help you. Networks are there to help you. So you have a lot of resources around you. All we're saying, go and try it out. Take the information you have today. If you need help, Dr. Boese is always here. If you want to reach out to her and you cannot see her number under the description, or you lost her number, reach out to us and we'll be able to put you in contact with her. So again, until the next meeting, for now, thank you for paying attention to this video. Go ahead and share it with people. You don't know who you're going to help. So take this video, share it on the in your network, on the social media, and we'll appreciate your help. You have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye now.